Hello everyone, my name is Ezon Kucheshku Promise, and in this video I will be doing my came-341 week 1 contact API project. In this project we are asked to create a new repository which I created, a JavaScript, which is came-341 project 01. This is my repository here. And in this my repository I create a folder controller which has the user.js file. I have the data folder which has the database.js file. I also have the root folder which has the index.js and the user.js. So I have my git ignore, which we ignore the .env and the node module during commit. And I also have my package.json, where I set it up to use server.js, and I have my server.js folder here. I have my readme file, and with this I also establish connection with MongoDB, and I use a REST client to get my response. So here, this is my server.js, which I use the constant express required. It's running on localhost on port 3000, and my database is connected, and this is the server.js file. And when you open this user file, you see that there's a router to get user ID. I added other functions like post new user, update user ID, delete user, and all the rest. So I added those functions to make it more lively. And when I run on my terminal, you see that the database is listing and is running on port 3000. So what I will do here is that I'm going to open my request REST files, and if I run the local host on port 3000, you are going to see the response here. So the response here says that welcome to the contact API, and if I click on the send request for user, so you see, if I send request for user, you see that it brings us the user and their user ID and all the informations, the first name and rest. So these are the users I created, all the contact with all their information. I also commit to GitHub and render. Let's also use the render request and send request here and see with my link. This is my render link for this project. If I send request, you see it will show welcome to the contact API. Here I was using hello world, but I have to change it to look more like my project. And if I send request to get all user from the render, you see that it shows the sentinel established because it's connected. I connected it to my database using .env file. I make the connection of the MongoDB. Here, if I want to get the user 2, this is the user 2 with all the information. If I want to get the user 1, this is the user 1. I also created new user. If I send request, you see that it created a new user, acknowledge true, because the new user I created is using a Johnson file, and I have functions in my index.js where I connect it to create new users. And if I say update user 1, if I send request, you see that it return, it acknowledge everything. And if I also want to delete user 12 from render, if I send request, it will show on localhost. If I want to delete at the end of the day, it's going to show user not found because I have not finished the process. So I'm going to create a new user here, and user not found. So with this connection, I'm able to do the assignment and connect my database, use REST client to get my request and response, and this is my database file, which shows that is constant Mongo client equals to require MongoDB. So with this, I'm getting my data and initializing database. So thank you. Okay, in continuation, this is my GitHub repository, came-341 project, and as you can see, I have commit everything I have done, and you will see that the controller file is here, data root get ignore, stop tracking the .env, my readme file, package.json, rest request file, and server.js file. So you see that everything here is committed and is here in my main branch, and this is my repository, and this is my code where I use to do the cloning on my VS Code, and I have my readme file which define what I'm doing, the overview, the technologies being used, getting started, and the prerequisites, everything I did here, my git clone, the dependency npm install, and my render, live render link, this which is here, get all contact, endpoints, contact user, get, retrieve all contact from database, an array of contacts in object, and get id, endpoint meet, use parallel meter, description, retrieve a single data by id, and the response contact object. I use the REST request files with the REST client extension in VS Code. Alternatively, I can as well use Postman or CURL to test my endpoint. And when I finish this video, I will add it to my readme file and commit it. My YouTube link, it will be here, and this is my contact. Okay, this is my MongoDB dashboard, and I have created it and do my connection to the data service. And in my cluster 0, you see I have an admin, I have demo, and I have my local. I have this project, which is project 01, and if I click on this project 01, when you open, you will see users, which is here. If I click on the users, it's going to bring out the informations that I need. Let me move this here. So with this users, you see all the documents I implemented, all the informations, they are all here in my MongoDB. So I've made the connection with my VS Code so that it will be easy for me to do anything, edit the file. Thank you. Okay, in continuation, this is my render dashboard, and if you check on the dashboard, you will see that I have my project deployed. So if I click on this particular one, came-341 project 01, if I click on it, you will see my last deploy, that deploy live at so time, and this shows that my site is deployed on render, is live, and this is the link. This is the link to my deployed file. I also add the environmental variables of this file, which I use the MongoDB URL to do the variables. Thank you. And this is all I can say about my CS341 project. Thank you for watching.